Right now at 6 o'clock, one storm down, but another to go. The snow we got 2 days ago is soon going to be a distant memory. We've got a lot of rain heading our way, and with that, the chances of flooding will help you prepare.
Plus, we now know the names of the children killed in a fire in Summers. Fox 61's Angela Bavaro is looking at how loved ones are remembering those kids.
Also, over 20 people were hurt after an explosion at a hotel in Texas, but as bad as it was, it could have been much worse.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, begins with a Weather Watch alert.
6 o'clock, good morning. Get ready for the next storm. This one featuring a lot of rain. We're glad you're with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday morning on Fox 61. Let's get you right over to Rachel Piscatelli for the latest on this rain that's coming in. And we have mentioned the wind, too. A lot of that.
Yeah, we have two issues, right? The flooding and the wind. In addition to that snow melting on top of what we're expecting, which is 2 to 4 inches of rain, that's going to cause some problems for our storm drains as well as our rivers and streams. In addition to that, gusts towards 40 to 60 miles per hour. And that, I think the highest will be along southeastern Connecticut and along the shoreline. This develops towards the afternoon with the heaviest rain overnight into early tomorrow morning and also the strongest winds. We have a flood watch in effect for the entire state. This rain will overwhelm our rivers and streams as well as our basements, and even poor drainage flooding is possible. It might be a good idea to just brush off those storm drains that are covered in snow right now. We have a high wind warning in effect for southeastern areas like in New London County and along the immediate shoreline, whereas a wind advisory is for the rest of the state. The main takeaway here, gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour, but the greatest chance to see 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts will be the area shaded in orange. There's that system that is back off to the west. Right now, though, it is a quiet start to our morning. It's mostly cloudy and it is cold. So that is another weather story. Bundle up for the kids at the bus stop. It's 23 right now over in Hartford. Most of us are starting off in the teens and the 20s. There could be some slippery spots out on the roadways too. We had some melting occur yesterday. It's 22 right now in New Milford. It's 29 in Bridgeport, currently 16 degrees in northeastern Connecticut. So icy spots this morning, making way to some cloudy skies this afternoon with rain arriving after about 2 o'clock, becoming steady overnight. There could also be some mixing in some of our highest elevations as this gets underway. We'll have those details and walk you through that hour by hour coming up in just a bit. But getting a check out on those roads this morning, Symphony, I know you're following a pretty big issue out on the roads.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. This big crash we've been watching since about 5 o'clock this morning happening in the capital city. So let's get you up to speed with what we are checking out this morning. Happening on I-91 northbound. Right now, that area is closed between exits 29 and 29A due to a 2-vehicle crash. We have reached out to state police for more information on this crash, and they say it is under extensive investigation at this point, and they have not confirmed any injuries. Now, also related to this crash, we do want to let you know the Route 15 northbound exit to the I-91 north ramp is closed. So you'll see a bit of a backup in that area. Expect delays if you normally travel along this part of the interstate this morning. We'll continue to keep an eye on this crash, and we'll continue to reach out to state police for more details on this. We'll let you know when this area reopens. We'll have an update for you coming up at 6:30.
Okay, back to the weather here. That heavy rain tonight combined with all the snow that's already on the ground could cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, that's why officials are urging people to take action now to be ready for flooding or even power outages. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in Hartford's North End with that story. And Brooke, unfortunately, that neighborhood, no stranger to flooding, right?
Yeah, unfortunately here at this very specific area of Albany and Woodland Streets, this is not something new for them. Here at the Artists Collective specifically, I've even been in here multiple times to see the water pour into the gym. I've seen the intersection fill with 3 feet of water. This happens pretty often. I went back and looked at my scripts from before. I've been here several times over the past maybe 6, 7, 8 months or so. People say that this is expected this evening yet again. They're just going to hope for the best, clear out those storm drains, put up the sandbags and see what happens. State and city leaders, along with different Eversource officials, are working together to warn the public of that storm rolling in tonight. Now, with several inches of rain expected to fall across the state, combined with snow melt and those heavy heavy sustained winds. They are warning of the potential for extensive power outages and major flooding. This morning, experts are asking everyone to clean their gutters and nearby storm drains, have non-perishable snacks and water handy, make sure your phone and portable batteries are charged, and move important items from the basement or low-lying areas of your home. One man who manages a storage unit in Hartford says he's lost a lot of money being in what's now a typical flood zone.
It's always frustrating, but it's nothing that we can pretty much do right now other than just try to take care of it when it comes. And now we're actually just always having to set up sandbags to keep the flooding.
And if you do experience any sort of major flooding this evening and you are a Hartford resident, that is where you currently have an address here in the city, you can get reimbursed for the damages and fixing those damages if your home floods. The key here is, though, to make sure that you take extensive photos, videos, any sort of documentation you can, so that way it makes your application a little bit easier to fill out. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thanks. Well, we now know the names of the 4 children who died in a house fire in Summers last week.
And Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joins us now with more on the legacy those kids will leave behind.
Tim, Erica, good morning. 1 week later, and the pain is still very raw this morning. All 4 kids are part of the Koropatkin family, each of their obituaries describing a vibrant personality that touched the lives of many. Now, from left to right on your screen here, the oldest of those victims, 11-year-old Lucas. His family says he loved fishing, building Legos, and spending time with friends. He also loved YouTube and wanted to be a YouTuber. 9-year-old Genevieve is described as the princess of the kids, a girly girl who loved anything sparkly and pink. Her family describes her as beautiful, outgoing, and clever. 7-year-old Benjamin is described as a sweet and shy boy who was creative and artistic. His family says he was known for making mosaic pictures and liked to draw. And the youngest victim, 5-year-old Archer, described as energetic and sweet. His family says he was the one who notified the other kids about the fire, and he saved lives that night. Support for the family continues to pour in with donations and tributes.
If we don't help each other, we're going to fall apart as a community, and this community is as strong as ever.
People are nice here. This is a nice town. It's a quiet town. Not really a lot goes on here. And for something like this to happen is tragic in this town.
Just heartbreaking all around. The house on Quality Avenue went up in flames a week ago. Town officials say the kids lived with their mom and 3 other siblings. They say the mother was not home at the time, and her 19-year-old daughter, who was watching over the other kids, escaped by jumping out of a second-story window. Now, a visitation for the Koropatkin children will take place this Thursday. That starts at 5 p.m. at the Leet Stevens Funeral Home, and that's in Enfield. Tim, Erica, I will send things back to you.
Angelo, thank you for that. Well, the Maine State Police said that dispatchers wound up fielding about 50 911 calls during the mass shooting in Lewiston last year. And they released the transcripts of dozens of those calls. They came from both the bowling alley and the bar, where one man ultimately shot and killed 18 people back in October. Some of the callers explained how they tried to hide from the attacker. One said their child was bleeding. Another said they were next to an injured person who needed help. When police found the shooter's body 2 days later, they said he killed himself. One more juror is needed before the Michelle Troconis trial can start in Stamford. Last week, the court said it had to excuse a juror, so defense lawyers and prosecutors will work today to fill that seat. Troconis is charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the disappearance of Jennifer Farber-Dulo. She's pleaded not guilty. That trial is set to start Thursday.
6:09 this morning, and today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. People in South Windsor are going to gather at Temple Beth Hillel Synagogue at 6:45 tonight to share their appreciation. National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day was created in 2015 to express gratitude for officers all across the state, and the country.